Check, check, check. What is up, all? Good morning, good afternoon. Where are we? Let's go. Let's go, Paul Kang. What's good, bro? I am here in Durham, North Carolina. Just took a crazy double red-eye flight through the night. It's kind of a trip, red-eye flights. I didn't know much about those till I came to America. But, left LA at almost 1 a.m., flew 3 hours to Dallas, and it was already 5 a.m., and then flew 3 hours to Durham, and it was 11 a.m. So somehow it was 1 a.m., then 11 a.m., and I barely slept. But anyway, it's all good. Here in Durham for 2 days to do intercity sound ensemble shows with Melanie Charles and Shigeto. Going to be super fun. But the reason we're here today is the new Bread and Souls, A Family Gathering Chapter 2 EP. Just dropped yesterday. It's out on all platforms, all digital platforms. The link is in the description if you haven't checked it yet. It's on streaming platforms, Bandcamp, TrackSource, all that good stuff. The vinyl will be out on April 16. So that should be open for pre-order fairly soon via Mother Tongue Records and wherever else you find vinyl. But similar to last month, I wanted to take this opportunity to chat a bit about the project, the process, play back the tracks on the new EP, listen together, and any questions people might have. I'm also happy to jump into those. And also, what's up, Uwe, in the house? Also, this month, I wanted to have someone join me. So in a minute, I'm going to have Franco Fusari jump in and join the stream. So Franco, I shared the story last month, but Franco is the visionary behind Bread and Souls. He's the one who thought of the concept and hit me up and asked me to produce it. And so it's very much, his baby. What up, Dennis? Yes, sir. And Gino, ciao. We got the world in the house here. So I want to jump into this so we don't kind of overextend everyone's time. I think we'll be done within like 45 minutes or an hour or so. But yeah, so I got Franco here. Let me bring him in. Franco.
Hey, ciao Mark, ciao everybody.
Ciao Franco. How are you, man?
I'm very, very happy to be with you today, Mark, and with our friends. So this is the studio where, the whole thing came to my mind. I had an epiphany a few years back, founding, an old t-shirt during pandemic, an old t-shirt of Boca, and, reminding our gigs. And here is where I said to myself, I have to do something. And that's when I decided to call you. So it's it's great. It's great.
Excellent, man. I see you have some of the vinyl of Chapter 1 behind you there on the shelf.
Yes. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, man.
that's it. That's it.
I haven't even seen that in real life yet.
You're traveling too much, mate. I don't know where to post them.
Hey, but I have the test pressings of all of the 12, so that's good. So, do you want to share just briefly a little bit about the Boca story and your history that led to Bread and Souls and this particular collective of individuals?
Yeah, it's a very simple story. A few years back, I was DJing on a regular basis on the East Coast in Italy, and after a while, I got bored about playing great records by myself. So I convinced the owners of this beach club to invite the original musicians and producers that were behind those great productions. And we started once a month to invite guests from the UK. And after a little while, you Londoners were coming along. So we had this amazing crowd of Italians, British, really from all over Italy, friends coming and gathering. Then, like everything, after 8 beautiful years, my night was over. Things changed. I got married, had a baby, and I have a real, a real business that I have to look after. So I've been away for 15 years from the music scene, basically. And at some point, as I said, during pandemic, I was here by myself, looking at pictures, listening to the recordings of our gigs back then. And I was like, we have to do something. We have to do something better than a remember the good old days party. And many friends very often were asking me, hey, we should do a party. We should put together the crowd again. But Mark, things are different after a while. And I have always been loving to move ahead in my life, not really trying to go back to, what I was doing before. And then, I said, okay, why don't we put together all of the people that were part of that great moment of life, and we realized something new. So super happy that you were on board in this little mission. And it's one of these things that, once you do it, it's out there and you have done it and it's there forever. So there is no reason for me to make money out of this. It's a purely labor of love, just to give back to all of you guys and all the artists that gave me so much, to give something back to you guys and do something together that hopefully make our friends, happy and get some vibe again, within different, let's say, new stuff. I mean, it's not like going backwards, it's like moving forward, and do something great all together.
Yeah, man. I mean, I've said this before, and to many people, just that from you having this idea and the follow through to really make it happen, because everyone has ideas, but the actual execution is important. And so for you to make it all happen, it's also been, for me, amazing to reconnect creatively with like Bembe and Vanessa and people who are so important to me in my musical history. And I think somewhere I was kind of waiting for an excuse to reconnect with them. So you truly provided that, which is awesome. And then check this out. So as you know, I'm getting ready to move to Japan, and I've been going through all my boxes and belongings and all that kind of stuff. And look what I found.
The flyer. Oh my God.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
and that would have been, that would have been a weekend by the beach. Food, drink. I remember the calamari there was so good. So much music, and then music all night till sunrise on the beach. That was good times, man.
No, and the funniest thing was that, most of the local people didn't know anything about Broken Beat. I mean,
Right.
I was coming regularly to London, both to Inspiration Information and to Co-op. And every time I was stopping by at Goya, Mike would give me a load of promos and I would come back and play them. But then having finally you guys performing on the stage was really, was really amazing. And you have inspired so many people. I mean, think about Dennis Longhi, the current man behind Jazz Refound. He was traveling 4 hours just to come to our parties, and back then he was a little kid in university, and now is one of the promoters of one of the best festivals, if not the best festivals, about our scene here in Italy. So that kind of that party has created so many great connections all over the world, and still meaningful for a lot of people. So yeah, the clubbing scene, it's not just about crazy people, drinking and doing stuff on a Saturday night. I mean, it's also about trying, to move the boundaries of dance music in a different direction, and altogether we did quite well, in my opinion, back then.
Absolutely.
And you guys still do. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And so recordings of parties. So I have a couple of little video clips, but are they actual recordings of the parties?
You have some of those. I have some of those. Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Maybe
Sneaky.
we have enough material for another project. I mean, we'll see. I have like a hard disk full of footage and pictures. I mean, some of the pictures better not to make public, but
I mean, there was really great times, and to be able to revisit the vibe in a way that, like you say, it's not kind of a retro revivalist revisiting. It's very much, creating new music and also connecting with some new people in the mix as well. So it's super special, man. What up, Sandy? I see you there. And I mean, we'll talk about Gino in a little bit when we get to the track. But that says it all. Boca was the real party on the beach. No commercial stuff, no fashion, but people love dancing. Absolutely. It was the real deal. And I feel like, not to sound like an old man, but that's how we grew up, right? It didn't matter what you're wearing or who you're with or anything. It's like, if you love this music and you're here, we all love this music. We're all here. This is the tribe. And it was such a beautiful time. So to be able to create in that spirit is magical. Yeah, man.
Yeah, you would see people dancing in flip-flops and swimsuit, even at 2 a.m. People that didn't leave the beach at all. Like, they stayed there from the afternoon all the way to 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
so it was so great. Great. Yeah,
it was brilliant. Well, let's get into some of this music. I'm gonna bring you back in a little bit to intro one of the tracks in particular. But yeah, Franco, thanks for sharing, and thanks for making it happen, man.
Yeah, it's great. It's great that you took this challenge, and I'm so honored to be your sponsor. So, man, very happy.
We love we love a creative challenge. All right, we'll chat to Franco more in a minute. Let's get into some of these tunes. So there's 4 tracks on this EP. We're going to listen to all 4 of them. The first one features Bembe Segue. It's called Never Gonna Leave. I created all the music demos for the album first, before the vocalist came in. And I wanted to touch on different things. And one thing I wanted to touch on was definitely some, like, broken beat modal spiritual jazz in the mold of in the vein of so many things I love, and I knew Bembe would jump all over that shit. So this is Never Gonna Leave, featuring Bembe Segue, Teodross Avery on saxophone, Paul Randolph is on bass, Tommaso Cappellato on drums, as he is on the whole project. And let's jump in. Classic Bembe Segue, Never Gonna Leave.
Wake up and feel a mind of fury.
It's so fun to listen back to music you make and enjoy it. I mean, hopefully we all do that, right? But this project definitely ticks those boxes. So yeah, Bembe Segue, doing Bembe things, Teodross Avery. He also plays on my Pharoah Sanders tribute album, Freedom. Teodross is one of the greatest saxophonists alive, as far as I'm concerned. And he just came into studio and tore that shit up. It was funny because sometimes like horn players or like musicians who come in and play on tracks who aren't maybe not so used to the style or something, they might try and fit it more than they might naturally, I guess. And Teodross did one take, and then he's like, "Man, are you cool with like the wrong notes and weird shit?" I'm like, "Yes, that's why you're here. That's what I want you to do." And then he just tore that shit up. Amazing. Also, Tommaso Cappellato drums, just all over that. And actually, that's exactly what I was about to allude to, Uwe. So no, it was piecemeal. The production really came together during the pandemic. So I started with all the demos, just on Ableton, creating the basic bed. At some time maybe I'll share those at some point on a stream, just, the original demos. And then I remember I spent a day with Tommaso and had him learn all the drum patterns. And I was very specific. I want you to play, like, learn exactly the drum pattern. It's like, nope, that snare goes here, that kick goes there. And then you can start to play with it, but we're building off the fundamentals. And so we did the drum sessions. We tracked all the drums at the Stone's Throw studio in LA. And then the vocals were done in each vocalist's respective place. Paul Randolph recorded in Detroit. Bembe and Vanessa recorded mostly together in London, which was so fun for them because they hadn't done that before, basically engineering for each other and bouncing ideas off each other and stuff. And then Taku Hirano, who's on percussion, not on this chapter actually, but on a lot of the tracks, he tracked in his own place. So it was very much a pandemic kind of style recording in that sense. And at some point, and Franco and I have talked about this, at some point we'll hopefully be on the live stage all together, which would be crazy. But yeah, glad you're digging it, Sandy. What up, Maurice? Yes. Let's jump into track 2. So next up is Technicolor Sunshine. Vanessa Freeman and Bembe Segue on vocals on this one. Tommaso Cappellato on drums, of course. And that's it. The rest is me on keys and synth bass. And this one, I remember making the track just being like, I just want to make a classic kind of like, to me, what's a Bugs-ish kind of soulful broken beat kind of vibe. And the funny thing is, whenever you try and make someone like something like someone else, or like in the style of someone else, it always comes out your own way anyway. So that's super cool. But let's jump straight into this one. Technicolor Sunshine, Bembe Segue, Vanessa Freeman. This is beautiful.
Hold on now, take your time. We belong to the stars. Passengers on tour words, revealing unknown paths. If days are gray for you and I, let's get the sun out rolling. Sun's alive. I said to you, forget the gray, let's live in Technicolor. The sun's alive. Sun's alive. Replace the gray of falling. Sun's alive. Sun's alive. Replace the gray of dawning. Sun's alive. Sun's alive. Sun's alive. Sun's alive. It's so obvious. The whole damn thing's so obvious. many, so many, so many, so many colors, colors, colors.
Yes, Bembe and Vanessa. Man, love that. Yes, PK. I'm glad you clocked that. Love a chance to rock some synth. It's fun because it's all these, all these different influences that we all have, and it's just so fun for me, actually, particularly in the production seat, in the producer seat, to see them all come together and bring them all together. Like my own approach in creating the instrumental tracks is definitely a mishmash of different things, and things I love about George Duke and Bug from the Attic and Herbie and like all sorts of stuff. And then Vanessa has the stuff she's into, and Bembe has the stuff she's into, and the way it all comes together and creates this new whole is super special, super special. So yeah, that one, love it. Incidentally, on the vinyl, I know some of you got the Chapter 1 vinyl already. The vinyl comes with a few instrumental tracks from the Project 2, and they're different tracks on each chapter. So over all 4 12s, that will include all of the instrumentals eventually, and all the remixes and all the originals. For digital, the instrumentals are going to come out later on, which is, I'm looking forward to that too, because they definitely have a vibe by themselves. So there's 2 more tracks on this EP that I want to share, and they're both remixes. And so over the whole project, I think there's 6 remixes in total, and Franco very much is the A&R of the remixes. So yeah, I want to get him to intro the first one, which is 2 UK legends on this one, right?
Yeah, some heavyweights here. So unfortunately, back then I couldn't invite Kaidi. We hadn't enough weekends to host every West Londoner, and also it was not planned to be on this project. I involved Mr. Scruff. Also, Scruff was not in our parties back then, but we became friends at a later stage, and he even DJ'd at my wedding. So
yeah,
and it was quite special. He didn't know him before, and I took a plane, went to his gig in Manchester, and I showed up and said, "Hey, I'm your fan. I'm a music lover. Would you come and DJ at my wedding?" And he was like, "I never DJ'd at any wedding, not even my best mates, but you flew here from Italy to ask me. How can I say no?" And when it came to the wedding, there were a lot of music friends and everybody telling the stories from Boca. And he looked at me and said, "Hey, why you never invited me?" I said, "Dude, I tried, but I never got through your agent, so I tried my best." And that was funny. And ever since we became great friends, and Andy Scruff is really part of the family, and they involved him in this project. And then when I received the demo of the remix, I saw featuring Kaidi Tatham. I said, "Is this true?" And I started pinching myself for that. Okay, we have another heavyweight on board. So play this one. I love it, and like all the project, but this one is really something.
Yeah,
go for it.
Man. And it's that's a classic Franco story, that you flew to go and see Mr. Scruff, say, "I love what you do. Will you spin my wedding?" I mean, I love that about you, man. You're all about it. And so yeah, and for me, this remix was so cool to hear, because when you create music and you hear someone else reimagine it, it's always interesting, and you never know what to expect. And this joint, anybody out there, the original's on Chapter 1. It's an up-tempo kind of breakbeat thing. And so what Scruff and Kaidi delivered was such a surprise and such a vibe. So let's jump in.
No, 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 don't stop. Move how you move. You hear my heart say, don't stop it. No, 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 don't stop. You hear my heart say, don't stop it. Move how you move. Up, don't stop it. Don't stop. Up. Don't stop it. Anyone out there? Up. Don't stop. Move how you Anyone out there? You hear my heart say, 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 don't stop.
The vibes, the vibes, the vibes, the vibes. Woo! Mr. Scruff remix with Kaidi Tatham. It's so great to have those two involved with this project that way. Such a vibe, such a vibe. And yeah, PK, I mean, what else we gonna do, right? 2 decades, we're gonna 3 decades next. That's what I was just listening to. I don't know if you'll listen to Questlove's Supreme podcast. Brilliant podcast. It's been going for a few years. He talks with everyone about the most dope shit. The Wayne Shorter episode, I was just listening to it. Amazing podcast. But there's one bit where Questlove's saying to Wayne Shorter, it's like, you've been doing this for like 7 decades. It's like, yeah, like why not? This is the life. So it is a privilege to keep on creating like this. We have one more remix in this package. A super dope one straight from Italy. So Franco, let us know about this one.
Yeah, Gino Grasso and Dino Angioletti, which stands for GND. It's my everyday family, more than a music family. They're great friends. Dino Angioletti, one of the most significant house DJs here in Italy, is my age, and he has been around for 30 years, rocking some of the best clubs all over Europe. Gino Grasso, well, for the people that know Gino, is just a great person to start with. One of the best disco, soul, jazz, funk collectors in the world, and is the one that always comes to us with something obscure, something from Africa, from wherever. Is just great, and is also a great DJ. And Gino and Dino together at the moment, in the last few years, they've been rocking some great parties here in Bologna, but not only. And they had to be in this project, first of all, because they were part of Bocca. Most of all, Gino was one of the local residents at Bocca back then. And it's a family gathering. So they had to be here. And I'm so proud of this remix.
Awesome, man. Yeah, so this one it's Together featuring Vanessa Freeman. If you have the vinyl, then you've heard the instrumental of the original on chapter 1, but you haven't heard the vocal version of the original yet. But you can probably kind of put that together in your mind, hearing the remix. For me, this is cool too, because part of this project is connecting with new people for me. So all through Franco's network. But then wait, so you're saying Gino was resident at Bocca, so I would have met Gino there?
I would say so. He was, let's say, the West London thing was once a month, and the other weekends we had a rotation of residents along with me. So he was there basically once a month, starting from 2005.
Nice. Okay, well, I mean, if not, Gino, at some point we gotta connect in person in Italy, for sure. I'm glad you're here in the chat too. Let's jump into this. So yeah, Together, featuring Vanessa Freeman, G&D remix. Dino, excellent remix. Absolutely love it. Such a vibe. It's really cool too. Like I love hearing so many of the original keyboard elements and my synth solo and stuff like re-edited, and it's almost like a re-edit remix, which I love. Like that's always what I want to hear. So yes, Giraffe Guitars. Got a favorite there. That's one thing about this project I love too. I feel like there's something for everybody. Like, you know, everyone's gonna like different things, and like we were just saying in the chat, like I just said this has to happen, right? You know, the live show, the sound system, the world tour. Like we got to bring that. We got to bring that. Franco, we got to make it happen.
Yeah, listen, you know, dreaming is free of charge, so we have to dream as big as we can.
Man, I love that. You always have the best attitude with these things, and yeah, thank you for joining today and just sharing, you know, sharing a bit of your story. And obviously, without you, there'd be no Bread and Souls project at all. So, magic, man.
No, I've done nothing. You did the magic. I only put some glue and assembled all this together. And I love what you said. As a music lover, as a DJ, I'm not really a DJ. I'm more a selector, and I like music from, you know, the 70s up to nowadays. I'm not like playing like techno sets or house sets or jazz sets or rare group sets. I like to blend the whole thing. And you're very right. There are so many different flavors between the original and the remixes in this project. You perfectly got, you know, the sense of what I wanted to achieve with the project. So congrats to you, Mark. I mean, you know, before knowing you, you've been one of my music heroes. And to be here with you in this thing is priceless.
Man, thank you, man. It's an absolute pleasure. As you know. And look, Paul Kang's saving up all his money. He wants the whole set, all the vinyl. So the chapter 3, incidentally, I'm going to be in London, I think, on release day. Not I think, I know. I'm going to be in London. So it's kind of fun. Like each transmission is from a different part of the world. And hopefully we'll get more of the London crew to jump in next month as well. So yeah, man, let's wrap it up there. The link to the digital platform, streaming, Bandcamp, and all that is in the YouTube description. And for people who are watching this later on, thank you for checking it out and hope you enjoy the sounds. And yeah, let's move on with the day and the night. Franco, you have an amazing rest of your weekend in Italia. I'm about to go sound check here in Durham, North Carolina. And yeah, let's keep it moving. Thanks, man.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for having me. And I wish I was there with you. I'm sure I would enjoy tonight.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace. Ciao.
Ciao.